Gen Z is taking over the creator economy, redefining the idea of what it means to be a creator and bringing about a financial renaissance. Now, if you're watching this, you might also, like me, be a Gen Zer yourself. Or you may just want to know more about this phenomenon. But if you've been on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram recently, you may have noticed the exponential rise in young creators online. I'm talking thousands of people who aspire to establish themselves as a creator, as the next Mr. Beast or Casey Neistat, and hopefully make a little bit of money from doing it. According to a recent study by Adobe, nearly half of Gen Z creators surveyed said that they want to own a business and make money from online content, not from working in a day job. So why does this Gen Z generation feel this way? Well, here's the motivation. I think it's fair to say that Gen Z have lived through some pretty rough times these past few years. We've witnessed massive job losses, hiring freezes, furloughing, which has caused people to really reassess their career goals and what they want to do in life. So Gen Z are really trying to figure out how to make money when times are tough. And you know what? 2023 is looking like it's going to be the toughest year yet. With inflation still roaring and a global recession on the horizon, us young cohort, we're going to have to get extra inventive to get by. And for many, social media and platforms like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok are going to play a huge role in helping Gen Z make money this year. Because for us, social media is a place where we can literally share anything you want. And that means you could make a career out of being yourselves and sharing your thoughts. Maybe it's your love for Pokemon card trading, for example, or maybe you're really good at investing on the side. Whatever it is, sharing what you love and your thoughts and your interests online is the new trend. According to a study last year by Investopedia, they saw that social media is also the #1 place for Gen Z to seek information and educate themselves. So if they're creating content that's helping people, providing information, educating them, or even just entertaining them, well, actually, other people from their same demographic are also seeking that information and wanting to educate themselves. So they could also connect with each other like never before, find a match between what someone is looking for and what someone is providing, and really use social media to leverage their careers. One other thing though, is they're not necessarily all wanting to explore it full-time. Well, Instagram partnered with WGSN to survey 1,200 social media users ranging from the ages of 16 to 24 on a variety of topics, but including their financial aspirations. And they found that respondents, they don't necessarily want to be full-time creators, but rather 64% of those Gen Zers plan to make money with social media in 2023 through monetizing a project that they're working on in the near future. The study also found that 87% of Gen Z agreed with the statement that too many people are forced to work multiple jobs to make ends meet, and 71% agree that they would rather have a meaningful job even if it means they made less money. I've been through this myself, funnily enough, and made this conscious decision. I was studying computer science for 2 years before university. Thought I was going to be a software engineer at one of the big tech companies, probably earning 3, 4, 5 times what I do now, but made the decision that I wanted to do a more meaningful job working with creators. Now, changing careers and doing multiple things at once allows Gen Z to gain more skills than they can transfer over into other areas. By doing this YouTube channel has probably made me a better speaker. I can then apply that to the work that I do at YouTube. But of course, the boundaries can often be blurred between a hobbyist and a hustler. And according to new research by Adobe, most of the people polled are not actually doing this full time. Now, content creators can spend an average of 9 hours per week, and influencers can spend an average of 15 hours per week making content. So they're not all in the kind of hustle culture of 50, 60, 70 hours a week and you must be doing it at every point in time. But they are spending a good amount of time, 10 to 15 hours, actually making content, whether that's, influential content, whether that's educational content or entertaining content. They are making content. And in the US, 6 in 10 of those creators that Adobe found also hold full-time jobs. So they're keeping the kind of full-time job as the reliable financial income thing, and potentially that is something they enjoy, maybe not, but they're using the creator outlet as a way of earning additional money, perhaps creating a future for themselves with something they enjoy more, but having the reliability of a full-time job and the kind of benefits and perks that brings. Additionally, if creators were to ditch their full-time 9-to-5 gigs, it's not clear whether they would be able to make enough business to fill a 40-hour work week, or maybe earn enough in the early days. And so many are seeing content creation as a little bit of a side hustle, like me. So are we Gen Z lazy and just want a chill life, or are we smart? Well, Business Insider recently looked into this and found some data that Gen Z workers were more likely to change jobs more often than any other generation. And a recent Bloomberg poll backed this up, because they found that millennials, followed by Zoomers or Gen Z, are the most likely to leave their current position. Why is this? Because ultimately, I think Gen Z, we really want to prioritize happiness and ideally higher salaries to be able to get some level of financial freedom and do things that we really enjoy doing. For example, traveling. It's not necessarily that different generations hold different attitudes about work, but for millennials and some members of Gen Z, they've witnessed 2 recessions back to back. So they're just having to adapt to the situation that is being dealt with them. Like having one single source of income in a 9-to-5 job with like one company is maybe not necessarily the best thing to do from just like a risk perspective. And many people started businesses or side hustles or uploading content through lockdown out of necessity. The streaks continued further, all driven by a desire for flexibility and greater control over one's financial future. And it comes down to the fact that Gen Z wants to make money on the side, but as TikTok and Instagram influencers, not necessarily climbing the corporate ladder as their parents did, particularly with things being so expensive nowadays and inflation as high as it is, and the ability for people to just buy a house is just so much harder than it was like 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. It's almost like Gen Z are forced into finding these ways of making additional money so that they can actually still have some of those chances and still have the ability to buy a house or still have the ability to travel. And truly, from some more research that Adobe did, there isn't a lot that the 9-to-5 employment can actually allow in terms of actually achieving some of these milestones that were available to prior generations. It seems that 40-hour work weeks, 5 days a week for the next 50 years of your life is not so appealing or rewarding as perhaps it once were. The financial renaissance of Gen Z is truly here to take over. So Gen Z content creators and influencers are just a small part of the wave of entrepreneurship that has accompanied the COVID-fueled labor market shakeup of the past 2 years. Now, some might see Gen Z as the anti-work generation, but actually, for those within Gen Z who are wanting to achieve a level of financial freedom or a better life or be able to pursue some of their passions and earn money from it, posting on Insta or TikTok or YouTube as a part-time job is more favorable to them versus working a part-time job in a coffee shop, taking orders and working at a till, or working in retail like I did back in the days when I used to work for a phone shop. Although I actually really did enjoy those days. So they're being welcomed into this kind of online or hustle or content creation culture, and actually for those that are being a part of it, then they're actually being welcomed into open arms, and many of these Gen Z creators are actually being super successful at doing this part-time alongside a full-time job and really bringing just a new wave into the creator economy and a new wave of entrepreneurship and really a new wave of Gen Z creating a completely new dynamic in terms of income in the 21st century. And if you're sitting there thinking you want to be part of this renaissance too, well, for one, you don't have to be Gen Z. This is open to anyone, and actually creating a YouTube channel is a really good place to start. And if you want to find out all of the different ways that you can actually make money on YouTube, check out this video right here that I actually made on all of the different ways that you can earn on YouTube. It's a really good and very detailed and quite long video, but details every single way you can make money whether you're doing this part-time or full-time. If you enjoyed this video, definitely subscribe for more videos just like this, and I'll see you in the very next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.